Howdy folks, it's Adriel, the Hunting Gear Guy. One of my most popular videos is a basic video on how to use an M1 Garand, just some of the basic things that you can do with them and how some of the basic operations work. I thought I'd remake this video in 4K with better audio, and maybe that makes it better, so why don't we get it started. So for this video, I'm going to be using this dummy clip here. Well, it's a real clip. It's using dummy ammo though, so all this red tip ammo here is made just for this video because I wanted to show people how to use this. So this is all dummy ammo. So first we're going to show you how to load just a full clip into the M1 Garand. Now the first thing to make sure is to make sure the charging handle is all the way back, and that's because sometimes if it didn't cycle quite right, it's going to be holding on the follower there, and if you try stuffing your finger in there, it might pinch your finger and grab it. So the first thing we're going to do is just make sure it's all the way back. And if your M1 never does this, then you don't really need to check it. Next, I'm going to take that clip, I'm going to put it along the back. These clips have these little dimples on the edge, and those kind of help guide them into that cavity there. I'm going to make it all the way back inside that M1. And then I'm going to keep my pinky on top of the charging handle, and that's just to keep it from jumping on my thumb. And I'm going to just push the clip in. As I push it all the way in, it's going to click and release. Now, I mean, I could let go of my pinky, but I don't really want to because this bolt really wants to jump forward, and I'm just going to let go. Now, if it holds like that, all you need to do is hit the charging handle forward, and it'll go forward. Sometimes when you let go, it's just going to go forward on its own. Sometimes you'll just need to hit that charging handle. Now the M1 is ready to roll. Now, with our safety on in the rear position, we're not going to be able to fire. Safety off like that. Again, this is dummy ammunition I just showed you. And I can pull the trigger. Every time I pull the trigger, it's going to cycle the action, ejecting the empty and loading the next full one, and I can just keep on going, and it'll just keep feeding those rounds until the last round, and then it's going to throw out the clip. Just like that. Now these end block clips are a little bit goofy to load. You kind of need to get one going down there, kind of get the double stack going, and then push them down, and then you can start just feeding them in there. And then the last one, you can either slip it in from the front, or you can rotate it in from the top, which is the way I prefer to kind of do it, just to click it in there. Make sure that they're all back all the way in the clip, and you're good to go. So I mean, these end block clips, kind of high technology for World War II, right? Like here's a 5-round stripper clip. Here's an 8-round end block clip, and you can see that the end block is more compact. It holds 8 rounds instead of 5. And you know, most armies would have been using like a 5-round clip like this for their bolt action rifles. Never mind semi. And here we have this 8-round clip in this super nice little compact package. So this was some high technology back in the day. But it comes with some downsides and some weirdness in how the M1 Garand operates. Now, one of those areas of weirdness is in topping off the clip. They're actually pretty tough, but you can do it. So I've got 3 rounds in the clip. I didn't bother putting something in the chamber, just no particular reason. But if I want to, I can pull this thing back and I can reload it. I can pop those ones in from the top and snap them in and top off this clip. And then, there we go, let her fly. These things don't like to be babied. They don't like to be gently moved back and forth. They like to be run as they would be run in semi-auto, which is violently and quickly. Now, the other interesting thing you can do, you can actually get these clips out with the ammo that's in them. There's a release button on the side here. So all we're going to need to do is pull back on the charging handle, hold it back, and then with our left hand, we're going to press down on that button over there, and it's going to pop right into our hand with all the extra ammo that it came with. Now, realistically, when you're reloading your M1 Garand, it's going to look something like this. Very fast, very quick way to load 8 rounds in these things. If you ever watch people try to load from the 5-round stripper clips, they're typically fiddling a lot trying to get them in there, and then they're just loading 5 in, and then they got to run the bolt. This thing practically is automatic. All you got to do is jam that clip in there, get your hand out of the way, and usually it just loads itself.
500, that'll make a big difference for 60 feet. On or off the target. that's still a difference, but it's not enough. Yeah, yeah, no, it's.
Zero and then we'll have over.
Okay, okay.
I think I'm having problems with it.
What time is it here?
How long do you get back? Like an hour? To back. 45 minutes.
I think it's maybe these little.
My time's some shit here. What time is it? I don't know, we're going to eat lunch for dinner. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll hear in an hour.